Hey guys, Pheromone here. Today I wanted to talk about, I guess, my humble Yu-Gi-Oh beginnings. Everybody acts like I came out of the cocoon this perfect, beautiful pharaoh. And while I understand that could be probably a notion you might get from some of the cosplay and the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff I do, like the judging, and even some of my card collection, it doesn't really match up to reality. Because I was bad when Yu-Gi-Oh started. I was bad at Yu-Gi-Oh cosplay, I was bad at the Yu-Gi-Oh game. I started when the game first came out in, I guess, the early 2000s, and I was lucky enough that my mother took me to GameStop to buy a starter deck Yugi and a starter deck Kaiba. They weren't first edition. I've got an old school Dark Magician, but I even traded off my old school Blue Eyes. I didn't know what I had. I was one of those kids you see at tournaments who has a card stack like 100 cards high with fusion monsters in the main deck. It wasn't until probably Labyrinth the Nightmare Inn, that's a couple of sets into the Yu-Gi-Oh series, where I got not only serious about Yu-Gi-Oh, but I got serious about Yu-Gi-Moto. And that's when I started cosplaying. My way back years, I never thought I'd show this picture, but I guess I will just blow it up and let you guys see that, I mean, look, I was a terrible little kid who just happened to have the Millennium Puzzle. So yeah, that was me, and obviously I look a lot different now, but then not really so much. And it took a lot of hard work. It took learning the card game and getting better. I mean, I didn't buy my first booster pack, honestly, until Labyrinth the Nightmare. Before that, I just traded cards. Sometimes I bought a few singles from friends. I was the weakest kid, though, in our circle of duelists, and I just never gave up on it. And that's how later, when Konami opened up the judge program in the later part of the 2000s, more recently, that's when I signed up, and I just used the experience I had from briefly working with Upper Deck on some of their tournaments to join something that's really worth something. I mean, all the memories I have from the judge program are amazing, but I had hiccups. Everybody does. People get rulings wrong. People get, you know, they're not ready to have that level of confrontation with players and still maintain sort of a respectable and professional demeanor, and it takes a while, it takes practice. So if you can take anything from that, it's just that Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't happen overnight, and neither does really anything you do. And I think you guys know that I'm always about working hard. Do I have a favorite Yu-Gi-Oh story? Probably the time that I went to A-Kon and we didn't have any money. We just showed up dressed in Yu-Gi-Oh costumes and had my heavy Millennium Puzzle, and we were there for 3 days straight. And when we ran out of cash, I sold Yu-Gi-Oh cards so that we could like live and eat pizza and be fine. There's also other really great stories I have, like going to the first movies and stuff. I stole my old classic movie ticket. Obviously all the playmats that I have to the side, I don't know if you guys can see that in the frame, but there are a lot of playmats. They each come with a unique story, and friends that I made through the judge program and friends that I made through Yu-Gi-Oh cosplay. So if you stick with things, hobbies, professional stuff, I mean, it really does pay off. So I know this is a kind of another cheeky moment where you're like, well, it's just a card game, but you know, what you do in your free time kind of shows who you are as a person generally, because that's what you're choosing to do and how you're choosing to act on something that may be meaningless, but may mean a lot to you. So, you know, just kind of keeping it real Pheromone style. But what's your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh story? That's what I want to know. What silly memories do you guys have about opening up packs or fighting over secret rares or whatever it is? I mean, I dueled once for somebody's leftover Chinese food at the mall once. Yu-Gi-Oh can bring you to all kinds of weird places and situations that you really wouldn't be otherwise. So yeah, you know what I mean? Just comment below, and you know me, I'll comment back over and over and over. I think some of my other videos have like 200 comments, but half of those are me. So I will catch you guys next time. I just kind of wanted to share a little bit of the Yu-Gi-Oh-ness.